That's the green data cartridge used for fueling the ship. However, it looks a bit strange. That cartridge is not standard issue. That one looks like a master data cartridge. Wow, we've got another of those creatures. Hello, little one. I guess its name isn't 5AB07 after all. Those creatures must be named Ziggy. That's what was written on that cartridge. I have an idea. The extractor system works by taking organic matter and compressing it into a usable fuel. Close the extractor door. Next, we need to add an empty fuel canister into the transfer dock. There is an empty battery cell in the engine power unit. Let's take one for... Hooray! We've got a full battery, and Ziggy is still alive. Looks like he is a very dense fuel source. Let's put that battery into one of the engine slots. Great, that has added some fuel to the ship and should give us enough power to get out of here. However, that's not all we need to do. In order to survive out in space, we need to make sure that the life support system is working. Otherwise, oxygen won't be created. Great, that is a food cartridge, a staple of any pilot's ship for long journeys through the cosmos. Remove the current cartridge in the matter generator by pressing the button under the cartridge slot. Now put that food cartridge into the matter generator so we can print some food for Ziggy. Now press the start button to create some food. That looks tasty. I'm sure Ziggy would love that. Hold that food in front of the tired Ziggy. If Ziggy needs energy, it will surely eat that right up. Oh, Ziggy likes you. Om nom nom. Looks like that did the trick. Ziggy looks happy and full again. Now we can extract Ziggy once more. We will need another battery. There is one in the life support system. Please take it out of there and insert it into the charging dock. I hope this doesn't hurt the little one too much. Great, we have another full battery. Place it into the life support system. Since the life support system was without power for too long, the system will need to be rebooted. Follow the on-screen sequence to reset the life support system. More fuel cells, that's a good idea. The new battery is ready. Press the buttons in the order you see on screen. Sorry, little friend, we need your energy. Oh no, it seems like we've overdone it and zapped Ziggy for all he's worth. Ziggy's body is starting to decompose, and it's farting gas everywhere. Follow the instructions on the life support screen to reboot the system. Ziggy overboard! Ziggy overboard! Press the buttons in the order you see on screen. Fantastic! That's that. The system is powered up and rebooted. Now you'll have oxygen when we travel into space. We should address just a few more things while we wait for the oxygen system to reset. To the left of the matter generator, you'll find a pressure cylinder. This is out of place. If our ship is unpressurized, great. Now twist the cylinder unit and line up the arrow on the screen to... Now that you've found the marker, push the cylinder unit into the wall. Now we're on the second stage. Repeat the same process again. Find the next marker. That's it. The pressure is reset. Moving on, there are several sliders above the pressure system. These are all out of balance. These sliders keeping them well balanced will also help slow the energy use of the life support battery. These may get jostled around from time to time and may need recalibrating, so keep an eye on them. It is not necessary to always keep these balanced, especially if pressed for time, but it will make your journey easier. Next up, there is a thermal regulator unit under the extractor. It's a bit out of balance right now, which means that the ship will start to cool down rapidly when we leave the atmosphere of this hangar. If you spin the wheel on the front of the unit, you can rebalance the temperature of the cockpit. Set the bar to the center of the temperature gauge. Turn the wheel on the thermal regulator unit to set the ship's temperature to the middle of the bar. The matter generator is in progress. We've got a new battery in the matter generator. Be gentle with Ziggy. I hope Ziggy doesn't hate us. Spin the wheel on the thermal control unit to set the temperature to a more ideal temperature. Great! The temperature is set to something more comfortable. The temperature of the cockpit be affected in various ways. It may become slightly warmer if you overheat the ship's guns and vent the heat into the cockpit. If the ship is extremely hot, systems may become more prone to taking damage, which would necessitate the use of the repair hammer more frequently. On the other hand, the ship can also become colder if you eject objects out of the rear of the ship. It may also be affected by our location in space, as it's pretty cold out there. If the ship becomes frozen over, you may find that the ship may be more difficult to control. On top of all that, your species is quite dependent on a relatively narrow window of temperatures for survival, so you need to find a good balance that suits you. Definitely keep an eye on that unit from time to time. We are almost done. In order to fly out of here, we need the stabilizer to keep our trajectory steady. Without it, the ship will be impossible to control. This system also maintains the artificial gravity, although you can disable it manually if you so desire. The stabilizer unit is located at the back of the cockpit, below the eject door. Once you locate the stabilizer, grab the dials on each side of the stabilizer. The stabilizer is at the back of the cockpit, below the eject door. I hope you are making something useful. Now that you've grabbed the dials, turn them until the waves are in sync. Once they are in sync, the dials will fantastic work. We're now more stable than a barn. Oh, it looks like someone is calling us. I'll patch them through. Hello? Bounty hunter? Stolen goods? What are you talking about?
That bounty hunter has infiltrated this research station and has stolen property from the Empire. They have stolen that Ziggy along with the master data cartridge containing Ziggy's biological data. Hand back those stolen goods immediately or prepare to be boarded.
Oh, no! If you are a bounty hunter and you are my captain, and this is your ship, that means I am an accomplice, guilty by association. Oh no, oh no, oh no, what should we do? The most sensible course of action is to surrender to the authorities. You will be executed, and I will be reset. Oh, reset? That doesn't sound like much fun. I can't imagine you're looking forward to your inevitable execution either. Might I suggest a plan B? A daring escape. It's our only hope. But wait, we can't. There is a force field blocking the hangar exit. With those shields up, we aren't going anywhere. How can we disable this force field? Aha! It seems that there are 4 switches around the perimeter of the force field. Triggering those would probably lower the force field. But with our current firepower, there may not be enough to trigger those switches. In order to use the gun overdrive system, we need to put a battery into the slot. We can take the battery from the shield system and repurpose that one. Who needs shields when you've got firepower anyway? Now insert that battery into the gun overdrive system. Fantastic, I can feel the power. Now shoot those targets. Oh, how do you do that, you ask? It's simple. Grab the flight controller. It's floating in front of the dash. Now shoot those targets. To fire your guns, make a fist with your hand to squeeze the trigger. The matter generator is in progress. We left them in the dust there, that's for sure. I knew they wouldn't really be able to stop us. I mean, it's a research station.